After one of the busiest hurricane seasons in recent memory, 3 powerful storms making landfall back to back.
Now that they've had a chance to catch their breath, Tricia Harte is talking to them about what they did and what they saw. Quite a bit, I bet.
Yeah, quite a bit. Lots to talk about. They're trained to respond to both natural and man-made disasters, but what Indiana Task Force 1 witnessed in the Gulf Coast and Caribbean surprised even these seasoned vets.
Every incident had its own needs.
In less than 2 months, Indiana's Task Force 1 saw it all. Record flooding in Texas, widespread surge and wind damage in Florida, and the isolating devastation of Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico. Is there a breaking point?
When we do get in those situations, our training kicks in. So trying not to get too distracted or sucked down into everything that's going on, we stay focused on the mission.
Their first deployment was to Southeast Texas, triaging thousands who had lost everything.
They were not expecting that many victims to come in.
Part of the team helped with search and rescue, traveling by boats on roads that were once passable by car.
They literally were seeing water in places they have never in historical records ever seen water.
But Harvey would only be the beginning. Tom Neal and part of Task Force 1 redeployed to Hurricane Irma. On one mission, he met a 79-year-old man who stayed through the hurricane. He said he had nowhere to go, no family to evacuate to.
And he was probably one of the most grateful individuals because, one, he just didn't want to leave his house. It was his home, and he rode the storm out, and he had some horrific stories to tell.
By the time Maria made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane in Puerto Rico, Indiana Task Force 1 was back at it. 24 first responders and limited equipment deployed.
But to me, arriving in Puerto Rico and taking a look at the damage that was done there, it took the bark off the trees.
Their primary task was assessing and gathering information, but they found themselves handing out food and water to communities cut off from the outside world. They saw people building their own water lines and infrastructure, directing traffic, even helping the first responders get through the island.
It's watching people take action, start taking care of themselves, but also assisting us and us helping them, and that's what I like to see.
Now, the task force trains year-round, preparing for any devastation and disaster that could strike, so that within a moment's notice, they can be the first to respond and deploy straight out of central Indiana. Lindy?
Interesting to